Can't wait for this. Sam Bailey's joined us. Morning, Sam.
Hello.
You're into space.
Yeah, slightly.
Naga's just about to explain for the nation what a wormhole is.
I'm going to try. It's basically you're travelling in space and you imagine a tube.
Little tube.
And if you pop into that tube, it eliminates all the time, and you just pop out the other side in another time. So it's like time travel. It's just a little tube that allows you to time travel,
Does that really
across
happen?
time.
So you can go back and
I didn't
forward
say
in
it
time.
happened. It's a theory, a wormhole. It's not a reality, and that is an explanation of the theory.
Sam, is that any clearer?
I'll go with that.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah,
Thanks very much.
And all that, yeah.
In that case, we'll be speaking to Sam more in a moment.
What about space? We'll talk about other things other than space.
First, though, here's a last quick look at what's happening where you are. See you soon.
It's coming up to a year since Sam Bailey was sitting on this sofa, still working as a prison officer but gearing up for her final X Factor performance.
I think now her nerves are less jangly, I would imagine.
Yeah, completely, yeah.
Since winning the show, Sam has kept busy. She's released her debut album, she's supported Beyonce on tour, and has become a mother for the third time.
Let's have a look at her winning the X Factor.
You can take everything I have. You can break everything.
You're watching very intently there, Sam. Have you watched that back much? Have you seen it much?
No, I don't like to watch myself. Like my husband's at home, like recording this now, and he'll say, "Well, you can watch it when you get back." I'm like, "No, I can't." I don't like to watch myself. So
we need to point out something that viewers will be noticing right now. You've had Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
What happened? How does it happen?
I had a pain behind my ear, and then I had I went to the doctors and I couldn't blink my eye, and then they told me that I had Bell's palsy, and I thought, you know what, it's not going to stop me, so I don't want anything to stop me from working. I wouldn't be at home with a cold or whatever. So
and this is a condition that affects lots of people. This happens to, and it affects the side effects, but it is something that you can recover from. It just takes time.
I've got a
and
mild
patience.
case of it. There are people that are a lot worse off than me, but if I can show that you can go out and still carry on facing the world and stuff, that's what I wanted to do.
What is it? You said about the blinking thing. Does it affect your singing? And it's a movement.
No, it's not affect my singing. So don't worry for all those people that want to see me sing. It just makes me smile funny out the side of my mouth. I kind of look like Elvis at the minute. So
because there's a lack of feeling, is there, on the one side?
Yeah, it's like when you have an injection when you go to the dentist. So, but I've got a book signing in Leicester this afternoon. So all those poor people that want photos with me, you're going to have me like that on face in the photo. So I'm in Leicester this afternoon doing.
Well, let's talk about the book.
Yeah.
Book's out, and it kind of takes you from. It's an autobiography.
Yeah.
From how you fell into singing and grew up with it, and your career, and you've been in, the edges of show business for quite a while before you came onto the X Factor.
Not quite got there every time I had an opportunity and stuff. So, but I grew up from a musical family, and we always had musicians in the house, and I grew up with quite tough really, because there were some situations where you'd be at home and your mum and dad would be having a drink and stuff, and then they fight like most people do, but because I was the youngest I saw all of it. My brothers were old enough to go out and stuff, so but then it kind of maps me and shows people, because you can't judge someone on the X Factor on the person they are, only judging on what they sing like and stuff. And so by me doing the book, it's showing people, oh, so that's why she's like that, and that's why she doesn't drink, and that's why she's done this, and the person that I am. And I've stayed grounded throughout the whole of my life, and this has not changed me at all. So I still live where I live. And
well, a lot of people who may not even have watched the X Factor will know that little bit of your storyline, that you're a prison officer.
Yes.
And that was your job, and you've done that for a long time.
Yeah, and I miss it. And all the guys that worked at the prison have got an amazing amazing amount of patience to work in a prison, and I think that's kind of helped me, and being thick-skinned, it's kind of helped me being on the X Factor and stuff.
Why was being thick-skinned helpful?
Well, because when you're working in a prison, you're brought to so many different things every day that happen within a prison, and some of it's quite daunting, some of it's quite scary, and you do get a lot of flack when you work in prison. So I think from that perspective, and I've done so much in my life that I've been a painter and decorator, I've done so many different jobs, it's unbelievable. So everything that I've done has moulded me to who I am now. So
it's quite interesting reading the book and learning more about your background, because lots of people who watch the X Factor or all these other shows, these other talent shows, sometimes can be a bit sceptical about the so-called story behind the character. And you, in your book, you say you try to avoid having those stories
like
told. Those
sub-stories,
sob stories, as people call them.
Well, when I was at boot camp, my nan sadly passed away whilst I was at boot camp, and I never told anyone, not even the person that I was sharing a room with, because I didn't want to go for my audition the next day and say, oh, I found out today that my nan's passed away. For them to say, oh, well, you know, as well, oh, you're not through. Because 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to go, we'll let her through because sadly her nan's passed away. And I didn't want any of that, so I never went through any of the auditions and told anybody anything.
When you watch X Factor now,
yeah,
what advice would you give to someone? Because it is tempting. You want this so badly, don't you? I can only imagine if you're there and you want something that bad that you will do anything.
I think it's an experience in itself. Don't expect to win, because I never did. I literally went into that show just doing it just for my kids, just so my kids could see me on TV, because they enjoyed it so much the year before. And I think if you go there with that experience and just go and enjoy it, you know, you never know what happened. Look at me. So I never thought for a second I'd be sat on this sofa with you guys. So there you go.
You have that wonderful thing, and you get a sense of it from watching that clip we saw you singing. You plant your feet and you just blast it out. I mean, it was from your very first audition, wasn't it? People just couldn't believe the noise that came out. I mean, that's just a gift. That's just something you always had. It was always there.
I've been singing since I was about 14, 15, but I'm one of these singers that, you know, like on the show they tried to make me all girly, and I'm clearly not a girly girl. I'm more of a tomboy, and all I wanted to do was stand with my legs apart and just belt out a song. And they had me doing all this beveling on the show, but I just wanted to go out.
All this one?
Beveling, it's where you like your leg comes in and all this, and you put your leg in, and it's like gives you an hourglass kind of figure. And all I wanted to do was just stand there like that. And just sing. And
what did Sharon Osbourne say to you? Because she seems like a pretty down-to-earth, no-nonsense kind of lady. And I know she's godmother to one of your children,
she's godmother to mine.
And has been a real mentor, and you can pick up the phone and have a chat with her.
Yeah, pretty much if I wanted to.
So when she was talking about, because we didn't see you do an impression of that beveling. What is it?
Beveling's like, you know, you have one leg to the side, and it's sort of, but I can't stand. I fall over. If I do that, I'm going to fall over. So you have to stand there. Really give it some welly. And
Sharon Osbourne was happy with that when you...
Yeah, she's like, you know, you do what you got to do. Because I mean, Sharon's like a big supporter of me, and she loves it when I go out and sing. And like, if I go out there and I show all the anger and emotion, because that's when it all comes out for me. I don't vent anything else off other than when I'm singing. That's when all my emotions just come out of me, when I'm singing, so...
And it's a strange thing to have a huge focus on you. You've won the X Factor. That brings massive attention. But you say you're trying to lead an ordinary life. You haven't moved house.
I've not moved. I've stayed where I am. I've got an extension next year. I asked my kids, do you want a big house or do you want to stay where they are? And they was like, Mummy, I don't want to move school. I don't want to move. So I was like, OK, that's fine. I don't get really hassled because I'm not like a hunky 18-year-old that's just come off the show like Nicky, because he gets loads of kids around his house, bless him. But me, I don't get anyone. So.
And this is you with your new...
I know. She is 8 weeks today. Look at her.
And what's your daughter's name?
She's Miley, and that's
she's
Brooke, and that's Tommy. And they absolutely dote on her.
Do you sing to her?
Yeah, I do.
Quietly.
Not loudly, though.
Well, no, do you know what? When I play anything, because I've just had the track sent to me from a new album that's out, and I play them, and she stops, just falls asleep. Either that or I'm boring.
We'll take the former, I think, Sam. Thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for talking to us on Breakfast. Sam's book is called Daring to Dream.
That's it from Breakfast this morning.
We're going to be back tomorrow morning from 6 o'clock. We're going to be joined by the poet Simon Armitage and the pop group Simply Red.
Until then, from everyone here, bye-bye.
Have a lovely day.